Back with another live on the YouTube channel of Life and Transitions Experts, or maybe you're listening to this on the podcast or wherever you get your podcast content. My name is Courtney Rollins. I'm the host of Life and Transitions Expert podcast. Here, we focus on helping families go through the probate process, help guide folks to avoid probate and set up estate plans that are going to benefit their family. And our really big Jimmy Jam is helping folks come up with solutions to their property, whether that's helping them sell it at the highest and get the most they can, or they want a quick and convenient sell and they really want that cash fast. There are a lot of options other than that that we may be able to help with, but I just wanted to highlight those too. But today, a lot of my channel is focused on helping families through probate. I'm at the Durham County Estate Office at least twice a week, and it's kind of heartbreaking, really, to see the challenges people face when they're entering probate, and especially with a lot of misinformation out there. And it's really sad to see so much of someone's hard-earned assets and wealth just be chopped away at by the really the state and because of probate. So some people may wonder, why do I have to go through probate? One of the biggest misconceptions is that if you have a will, you may assume that you do not have to go through the probate process, and that is absolutely false under most circumstances. If you have a will and it's not poured into a trust, which is a great legal instrument, that's a conversation for another podcast, then you will have to go through probate. The will has to be probated. If there's not a will, you absolutely have to go through probate, and they have to administer the estate based on the laws of North Carolina. So I want to show you four reasons why North Carolina says we have to go through probate, and this pretty much covers all nations, and even probate is something that's internationally done because there has to be a way to settle the affairs of someone when they pass away. So that's exactly what this is. Probate, selling the affairs of someone's passed away. That's why it's so important for us to not own anything. You want to control everything, but you don't want to really have too many things in your name, particularly when you're passing away. That's why trust and other legal instruments, such as revocable trust or living wills, are so powerful, so important. If you need an estate attorney, I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on my YouTube channel, but I definitely can connect you with some amazing folks, even depending on the complexity of the estate. Um, there are a lot of different options that we have. So yeah. And so probate, if someone's is the personal representative, whether they're the executor because there's a will, or perhaps they're the administrator because there wasn't a will, they they're this is the steps they're pretty much going to take. Open the probate process, do an inventory of the entire estate, make sure you notify creditors so they have the opportunity to state any claims. You're going to settle any debts or taxes that are due, but it's based on the estate. Distribute any inheritance left over. Hopefully, there is some left over. And then do the final accounting to make sure it's zero out, and then you are released from your duties. Yeah. So one of the reasons that we have to go through probate is you have to validate the person's will. Have to make sure it's authentic, and you have to also make sure that it actually is executed. And so when you go in and you open up and apply for a probate, having that will verified and validated will really help make sure there's prevent any frauds or disputed claims. It's extremely important. Another thing is you have to gather the folks and identify all the assets that are in the estate that the person who deceased owed. So this is opportunity for um, to maybe make sure that there aren't any loose ends, or someone who's passed away still have ownership of something, which will make it challenging or difficult if there needs to be a sale, a transaction, or really any managing of that piece, such as bank accounts, investment properties, personal belongings. All these make sure there's nothing overlooked and that it's properly distributed to the right place. Also, paying off the debt and taxes. Death and taxes are two things that are like that's just part of life. And so someone has a legal right to be paid for something that they were owed when the person was alive. That having probate makes sure that they at least get to the creditors get to have the chance to state their claim, and if there's any disputes or anything like that, then they can take it there. But it's very important because other than that, there wouldn't be really too many legal recourses because the person's passed. And then distributing assets to the beneficiaries. So there has to be a way to say, hey, this car went to Aunt Susie. this amount of money right here went to JoJo. This, all this, it legally shows that there's nothing left in a person who is not alive, estate. Uh, and if there's no will, then the assets are distributed based on that state's law of intestacy. Oh man, that's a mouthful right there. So you can look at past episodes or contact me or do a Google search on what that looks like in North Carolina or whatever state you are um, viewing this from. If you need support or help, you can definitely reach out. I love working with folks. Well, that's for a uh, past presentation I believe I worked on, but I love helping folks go through this. I, I yeah, I do get joy out of helping folks go through this process because a lot of times people are not aware of what to do next, and if I can shine a little light and make it easier for them, that really goes a leap for me, that helper's high and all. So feel free to reach out to State Pro Service, Courtney Rollins, State Pro Service. Look us up, check out our Google reviews, all that great stuff. And if you have someone who needs help or support in any way, feel free to share with them as well. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Let your light shine.